Hello and welcome to the Carnegie Report. We are in November 2018. I'm Gary Peer.
And I'm Lior Samuel.
And I happen to be Daniel Peer.
You do happen to be Daniel Peer, so welcome. We've got Peer Jr. now trying to push me out of the business. I'm not ready to go yet, but welcome, Daniel.
Thank you for having me on the show,
It's good to have you here, Daniel.
Yeah, welcome. It's good to have you here. No problem.
Pleasure to be here.
And where are we, by the way? Why don't you share with the viewers where we are in this emporium, this incredible, iconic site?
The iconic Oasis Bakery, a real gem in Murrumbeena, brilliant food, and if you haven't been here, which I'm sure most of our viewers have, most certainly worthwhile checking this place out.
Definitely an institution for Murrumbeena. We're so proud to be here, and we eat here a lot, but now we're finally filming here, Gary.
We do eat here a lot, and it doesn't get much better than the food right here. It's and I don't know if anybody's been through, and maybe we've got some shots around here as we're speaking, but it's the most phenomenal place. It really, I mean, it's called the Oasis, and it is an oasis,
Absolutely.
isn't it? Because it's massively big. There's incredible selection of food. I've seen the San Pellegrino out there also selling drinks and food.
Almonds, the nuts and everything.
Nuts,
The olives,
almonds,
the
the
olives are
olives,
pretty
the dips. It's the menu's massive.
Baklava, it's my favourite person.
Yeah, fair enough. Happy for you to share that with us, son. And lots and lots of different delicacies here, and lots of parking too. So if you ever want to see something that you haven't seen before that's going to knock you out, come along here to the Oasis for a shawarma or a falafel or whatever it might be. And the baklava is, of course, the dessert.
Absolutely.
Now, it's good to have you on the show. Daniel, welcome. Also, we've got something to give away there as well.
Yeah,
Should
we
talk
do,
about that?
Gary.
Hold that up to the camera there, Leo. Let's
Courtesy of Oasis Bakery, where we are, we've got two fantastic cookbooks by the McCool family, or it's Marwa McCool, one of the owners of the business here, is kind enough to donate a couple of books to our viewers as well. So we've got a bit of a prize promotion going on that we'd like to cover off from the Carnegie Report today.
Is that so Yalla Teef, is that it?
Yalla Teef, yeah.
Yalla Teef. And that one is
and
Yalla
Yalla
Yalla.
Yalla. Yeah, Yalla
Well,
Yalla.
give us a Yalla Yalla in a good.
Well, which one? Like the wedding one? Like la 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 la, like my grandmother.
No, give us a good European Yalla Yalla.
Yalla Yalla, come
That's
on,
it.
Yalla.
That's it. Yes, so the McCool family, long-term owners of this, are they the ones that have changed this whole place?
Yeah, they have. They started, I remember back in the 1998 when they had their little stall here, just here in North Road as well, and they've expanded unbelievably over the last few years.
Like a little lemonade store that became a Schweppes factory or something. Is that what it's like?
That's
or?
exactly right. Started small, that grew up very big in time.
Yeah.
And so Gary, we're talking a bit about a promotion that we've got on for our viewers today. So we've got for two lucky viewers.
The first two?
The first two that respond and tell us what their favourite food is at the Oasis Bakery in Murrumbeena. We'll be kindly enough passing on this special gift onto them for the two viewers that coming in and name
the details, absolutely, the details on the screen now, ideas at garypeer.com.au. Write into us quickly. The first two responders are going to get, they're going to get one book each. You can, if you're the first one, you can tell us if you want this Yalla Teef or Yalla Yalla. And thank you to them.
And Yalla Yalla, you've got to be quick.
Yalla Yalla.
Yalla Yalla.
Yalla Yalla. Hurry up there. Come on, let's do it. Anyway, that's the story of the Oasis Bakery, but quite an iconic institution. We're upstairs here. There's a bit of background noise. You'll have to excuse that, viewers, but there's so much going on here. It's such a busy happening place. It really is. You walk in here, it actually is an experience.
It's amazing buzz.
It is exciting. It's really an experience, isn't it? So well done again to the McCool family, and thank you for letting us enjoy the upstairs area here. And I tell you now, I don't mind sharing with you, but I'm going downstairs to get something to eat straight after here because all the smells and all the beautiful
Turkish
food.
coffee and a baklava.
And they do, and we're actually where we're filming now. This is where they actually do the cooking classes as well. Usually the heat's in the kitchen, isn't it?
That's
so
right. We've got the kitchen behind us.
we
here.
do. So it's great, and they got there's so much options and activities that they do out of the centre.
You doing any cooking there, son, or is that not really part of your life?
Personally, not my thing. I stick to property, but
Fair enough. Okay. Well,
Uber Eats representative here.
We're talking about Uber Eats. That's it. Very popular at our home. Although Mum does do a beautiful job. She's going to be watching.
when she does cook.
No, well, when she does well. But she doesn't have to cook every night. It's okay. She's a busy lady. Tell me something, son. We're here now. We're talking to the viewers. It's the first time you've been on one of our GPTV broadcast shows. It's a pleasure to have you. Tell us about what you're doing in the business right now. Let's share what your role
I'm
is.
doing some work in the rental division of Gary Peer and Associates.
Yep.
For those of you who are looking to invest, I guess my role is focused on you guys. We're providing a new niche service which we started a few months ago, centred on the idea of basically assisting buyers in the process of acquiring their investment and actually providing some insights appraisals on any potential investments, and hopefully offering some value. And then, of course, leasing the home out once we've listed it.
Of course. So let's just break it down a little bit. So if someone's looking to rent something, buy something as an investment, then you'll have a look at it for them, you'll appraise it for them for rental, and you'll give them an idea of what sort of rent, what sort of vacancy factor they're looking at, if any, and basically you can give them that information, and then off they go and buy. Okay, well that's great. That's a great service.
And then release it once we've
of course,
listed it.
100%. And let's talk about the leasing market. What's happening out there? What's leasing? How are properties moving? What's our vacancy rates like? Give us a couple of answers to those questions.
Look, I believe it's a brilliant time for the leasing market at the moment, as it's gotten a lot harder for buyers to get finance approved, as I'm sure we all know.
Yes.
You've got a lot more tenants out there, and in addition to those tenants, there's a lot more homes that are actually coming up on the market. So
that makes sense,
I guess supply is really meeting demand. Personally, our average vacancy is at 7 days at the moment, which compared to the industry is pretty good, seeing as it's
very good.
It's around double
Very
that.
good.
So homes in this area, Murrumbina, Carnegie, they tend to be going with pretty low vacancies, and look, they're pretty high in demand. I think it's an exciting time for the rental market.
So Daniel, in terms of like rental listings as well, you've been very, I know out of the office in Carnegie Murrumbina, you've been very active with new business as well. Have you had any good listings sort of come up at the
Is there
moment?
any feature property you
Well,
want to talk
guys,
about?
funny you should ask that. I've actually got a brilliant listing. It's just a block away from here, in fact. The address, if you guys want to take a look, we'll put some photos up. Just number 6 Rosella Street, Murrumbina. Double-storey townhouse. The only one available now. The other 3 are no longer available.
Okay.
Premium quality. Just finished a few weeks ago. Part of a brand new complex. And look, it really is one that you just must see. Top quality finishes. Sort of quality throughout. It's nothing else.
I know the complex quite well, and it is a boutique subdivision there as well, and it's ahead of its time in terms of the fit out there.
Absolutely.
And an amazing position in Murrumbina near the newly refurbished train
Just
station in
next to
Murrumbina
it,
train station.
Near the shops there, and of course, above all else, just around the block from the iconic Oasis Bakery, where we happen to be today.
Luxury. That unit that you're talking about is a townhouse, isn't it? It's a
Townhouse.
luxury town. How many bedrooms is it?
So that's a 4-bedroom,
Okay.
2-bathroom, double-car garage.
The others in the complex were smaller, a little.
The others were 3 bedrooms, so this
Okay.
is the only 4-bedroom.
Save the best till last.
Pick of the bunch.
Absolutely. Pick of
So
the
that's a good opportunity, and no question that's one of our highlight properties and probably one of the best rentals we've got available. So
Absolutely.
if you're looking for something top end, that's a beauty. We are renting quite a bit of stuff out before it's vacant too, from existing
Most
properties
certainly.
back at the ranch.
And a
Is that
little
right?
bit offline as well, a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
offline. So
I want to also talk about social media, and I guess this is where us old guys are a bit of a disadvantage, although thankfully we've got enough youth in the business, in addition to yourself, that is doing some great stuff in social media. Let's just talk a little bit about social media and how we're enhancing the experience of consumers through social media. What can you tell us you're doing?
So I've actually got a great story myself. I listed a property on Saturday morning and put it up on my Instagram story about maybe 10 minutes after,
Yep.
as you do these days with social media.
As you do. Yeah.
Personally, yes. And look,
Trading post, Gary, trading post.
within an hour of having the authority signed, we had someone who was already messaging me keen to come through it, and without any advertising or anything, there's already a group that's going to be looking at that property. So
Right, wow.
I guess those that say social media, Instagram, Facebook, more so Instagram, is the future of real estate. Evidently, they're not wrong. They're not wrong.
Yeah, well, you're using it to the advantage of consumers, which is great. I mean, it's a great benefit for landlords, so good luck to them, and a great benefit for tenants if they get the hop, basically, because they're looking at social media.
They get that exclusive opportunity to see
get the
sometimes
preview
without
chance.
advertising.
Opening to another wider audience as well.
Absolutely. No, well, that's fantastic, and that's the world we live in now. You know,
Absolutely.
and we've got to move with the times, whether we like it or not, because this is the future. These young guys.
So Daniel, in terms of work, being with us at Gary Peer and Associates, outside, so after school, what have you sort of completed? You've been all studying at the
Really,
moment?
or I'm studying a business management degree currently over at Monash, but I'm certainly very excited to do some more work in the business as the years go on, and hopefully progress into a sales role at some point soon, should this gentleman allow me.
It's not my sole decision anymore. Too many other decision makers at the table now. Yeah.
Well, you've got to start somewhere, and property management's a great thing. And like your father, who started in property management before running the business,
doing
Gary
all right
Peer
for
and
himself, isn't
Associates.
he? I think
You've got to
he's
crawl
doing
before you work, but you're definitely doing a good job.
Thank you, Leo.
And Daniel, it's great to have you on the show here in the
Pleasure to
Carnegie
be here.
Report. I'm glad you finally you earned your stripes to get on the show. You've been egging us for a while, but definitely
We got there.
ambitious, and we'd love to have had you on today. So welcome
Thanks,
to the
Leo.
edition.
Thank you guys for having
And
me.
hopefully you'll do what my mother said I should do and didn't. Finish your studies, son. So hopefully finish that and get the degree. That's a wonderful thing to have under your belt.
First peer with a degree.
Well, could well be. Although I think your auntie was pretty smart. She got a few degrees under her belt, but you're certainly in our lineage. You're the first one there. That's right. So welcome. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you
Thanks
guys
for all the
for
great
having me.
work
Welcome.
you're doing. It's our
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers. So good to have Daniel on. He's gone from party boy to property boy, although not entirely. He's still a bit of a party boy, but peers do know how to have a good time, and why not? We work hard, play hard, as do the Samuels, if I'm not mistaken. That's why we've always got on so well.
Not early risers.
No, we're not early risers, but we're certainly the last to leave any party. That's for sure. If you want us around, we'll be leaving with the cleaners in the morning. Let's talk about what's been sold, Leo, because we have had some good sales. I mean, the property market, there's no secret about the fact that the clearance rates have been pretty disappointing. 44, 45, 50%. I must say, and I'm sort of pleased to say, that our average has been much more between 60 and 70 than under 50, although we had one under 50 weekend, which is the first time I can actually remember ever doing it. But I guess what a lot of people don't know is a lot of stuff does get sold after auction, and a lot of things are still getting moved. So it's not too bad. So from that point of view, it's not too bad. And if you're a buyer, I don't know why you would wait.
It's a great time to buy. It's
what
like
better time to buy than now?
It's like, like we talk about the share market. No one wants to buy at the peak. If you see it's a bit of a low or a bit of a discount, go for it, because it should be a long-term thing, property.
Well, the difference between shares and property is that when you buy property in the blue chip area, it is always going to go up over time, and you can never always. Sometimes shares they're gone altogether.
Exactly right.
Well, properties aren't going anywhere, but certainly, given interest rates are low, we know that it's difficult to get money from the banks, but that's difficult for everybody. When it's easy, that's when I think prices will start going up again, personally.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about some of the properties that have sold. There's been quite a bit, and let's get the viewers up to speed. I know there was one in North Road, Ormond, sold.
Yeah, that was that was a
auction.
competitive auction. I watched Simon do his stuff alongside my brother Aviv there. That was amazing in terms of auction. We had like 4 bidders going for that one. It was on the market around that 750 mark, and we ended up selling it for $808,000.
Very good result, and very competitive. 2 at 23 Madden Avenue, Carnegie. Tell us about that one. Philip Kingston, I think, was involved in that sale.
Yeah, those single level, Gary, 1 of 2 villa units, always popular. This one was also a competitive auction, ended up selling for $1,102,500. A great offering as well, and a great pocket of Carnegie.
Reed Street, Murrumbina.
We filmed their last edition there, Gary. You were actually away at the time on the other holidays that you were, but Aviv and I, you came to the auction, but we filmed the last edition, our last GPTV report there.
Well, I need to stay fresh. I owe that to you as my partner.
And that one, we had 2 bidders going for that one. Ended up selling for $960,000 to a lovely buyer and the most lovely vendor as well. That we represented there.
Now, I did do the auction at 1551 Murrumbina Road. Actually, Daniel was there trying to pick up some rental business, which was good. And that was a good popular auction. Where it sold for $620,000, well above the range. And interesting story, in that block, because there was actually a sale made in that block previously. It wasn't that particular unit, I don't think.
Yeah, 12 months
ago.
There's
another one, sold 12 months ago. The sale fell through, which is very unusual, happens very rarely. And the people that bought it ended up reselling it and sold it for significantly more, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
So that was an interesting story of that block, although there's certainly nothing wrong with that block. It is a fantastic block, and if one ever comes up there, jump on it. But that was a popular auction, and well done to the seller and buyer. Tranmere Avenue, a good address. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, Tranmere Avenue was a great 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in one of the Stella developments, and the client didn't have it that long. We ended up passing it into a lovely buyer who ended up paying $602,500 for it. But yeah, great apartment close to all the action.
Ardeen Street, Murrumbina, that was one that you auctioned and took care of. Tell us about it.
Yeah, handled by Jack Slater from the office, and it was an interesting auction. It was dragged out for about an hour in like $1,000 bids, but 2 bidders went for that one. Ended up selling for $720,000 in a subdivision of 3. Sold to a lovely investor as well.
Probably should do on GPTV sometime talk about low bidding increments, because people are fascinated with it. Recently on the block, there was a low bidding increment offered, and the auctioneer was rejected, and it's always a bit of a...
What's your take on that, Gary?
Well, I think certainly depending on where it's at, late in the auction you should take low bids, but not at the start. You've got to get to a reasonable level.
An auctioneer needs to be in control, Gary, and dictate the course of the bidding. But look, money is
right.
money, but I think it depends on how...
Well, I think there's a fine line between being confident and being arrogant as an auctioneer, and I think you need to be able to demonstrate that you are confident, but you're still humble enough to understand where the buyer's coming from. Every buyer wants to buy for as less as they can get.
Of course.
You can't blame them. Our job when we sell is to get as much as possible. That's what our vendors are paying us for. And of course, there's a number of different ways to do it, but a good topic for discussion. Might bring it up for the other GPTV when we've got a bit more time, and put Philip under the pump. 39 Bethel Street, Ormond.
Bethel Street, we're expecting between 1.4 to 1.54 on that one. End up selling for $1,540,000, the top end of the range. 2 bidders going for that one. A competitive auction, sold under the hammer.
I must say I did enjoy working with Jack Slater. He's a great agent, and I really enjoyed meeting up with him in Glen Huntly Road, 31 at 1083. Had a good grip on the file, really understood who the buyers were. Was really a competitive auction. We had 3 or 4 buyers going for that one. Sold for $695,000 within our range. Very unique apartment and very well sought after.
Next to the newly refurbished Buran Reserve.
Yeah, and it was actually overlooking it. It was quite a, you know the property, you've been through it. It was very,
Las
I
Palmas,
thought it was a great property.
Rosebery.
I thought it was a beauty. Anyway, well done, Jack. You did a great job, and congratulations to buyer and seller of that property. 18 Augusta Street rounds out our sales report. Tell us about that.
This property was scheduled to go to auction for a twilight auction in December, but ended up finding a buyer prior, and we sold that property just over our top end of our range, which was $1,050,000 to $1,150,000.
So it's undisclosed, but sold for over 1,150.
That's right.
Talk to me about some of the things we've got coming up. It's late in the year. If I'm a buyer out there, do I lose heart and think I can't find anything, or do I have hope knowing that things will be coming in?
Look, it's definitely talked about, Gary, but it's a great time to buy, and you know the market at the moment, it's definitely come off the boil, but if you're in it for the long haul, definitely go for it.
Why would you wait for it to
You've got
go
your
up?
finances approved, you're concerned about rates going up, lock your money for 5 years, 3 years on fixed rates, but property-wise, look, the areas that we cover off on, we've seen the test of time of what capital appreciation is in different avenues of property.
In good areas like where we are. Take us through some of the new listings, please.
So 101 at 389 Neeram Road, Carnegie, a fabulous 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1-car apartment with a massive terrace, goes to auction on Saturday the 1st of December. Check that property out, expecting just around the mid-4s for that one.
Fantastic. Murrumbina Road.
102 at 41 Murrumbina Road, Murrumbina, also in a near new complex. A great apartment next to the newly refurbished Murrumbina train station. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. We've sold a lot in this subdivision before, and definitely great first home investment for the lucky buyer.
One of 4 auctions coming up this Saturday. Mackay Avenue is another property coming up this Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Take us through that one.
2-bedroom villa units, Gary, we're a big fan. This one located in the front of the complex as well. Beautifully refurbished, got a garage, beautiful courtyard garden as well, amongst all the action that Glen Huntly has to offer.
And Graham Callan, one of our 6 auctioneers who does a fine job. He's excited. He loves doing his auctions, doesn't he, Graham? And he's doing one in Neeram Road. We're very busy in Neeram Road this weekend. We've actually got a couple of auctions there, one that you're involved with also, which we haven't reviewed here, but that's a beauty also. But take us through this one at 151 Neeram Road property.
Yeah, so a split level residence, 2-bedroom, and it's got the 2nd bathroom as well with a reverse sort of living room upstairs with little great aspects as well in terms of views. And yeah, should go well. If you're after a split level accommodation, something a bit sort of unique, check this property out, expecting interest between 630 to 690.
We miss, that's the end of Saturday. We then go off to the next week, to the 8th of December. We have 3 auctions in and around the Carnegie area. One of those is in Mimosa Road, 3 at 122. Take us through that.
So Mimosa Road, it's a great 2-bedroom apartment, good first home or investment opportunity. It might be sold prior to auction, this one, so get your skates on if you're interested to have a look at a fabulous apartment.
We're in Coringa Road as well, in Carnegie. Good address. Take us through that property.
Now this is an amazing unit. We actually ended up selling it a few years ago. It's of house-sized proportions, Gary. It's subdivision of 2 located at the back, single level, 2 single garages, but it's massive. You don't often get 4-bedroom villa units of house-sized proportions.
That's for sure. Now, talking about massive and exciting properties, we've got one in Warnock Road. That's probably not a massive property, but it's a good buy, sounds like, around
Great
that
one
250.
for the portfolio,
Yeah.
Gary. The corporate office managed that one for a number of years, and yeah, great first home or a great investment as well. Those little 1-bedroom apartments.
Mid
I've got those
twos.
for the portfolio,
Mid
Gary. Let's
2s
forget.
plus. Wow, that's a deposit for most homes around here, so that's a really good opportunity. Foster Avenue, Glen Huntly, that's one of the best villas I've ever seen. Take us through this one. I know Leon's been very involved with it. Phillips, the auctioneer, we're all excited about that one in our home base of Glen Huntly.
I reckon in Glen Huntly, this is pretty much one of the best town residences ever built there.
Yes, I
and
agree
I can
with
go
you.
on record there, but the
4
fit out there
bedrooms.
is unbelievable. It's second to none.
Yeah.
Multiple
4
living
bedrooms,
zones,
3 bathrooms.
amazing fit out, and Foster Avenue, one of Glen Huntly's best streets. Check this one out whilst you can.
It's a terrific address, and it's all happening around and in and around the area. You've got Mr. Brightside just at the end of the street.
That's
there.
right.
Get a great coffee, and it's a beautiful exit. They do it well. 18 Hunter Street in Carnegie. He brings down the curtain on our auction reviews. Tell us about this one.
So if you're hunting for a good property, check this one out. It's a great offering here, just over approximately 640 square metres. Lovely 4-bedroom California bungalow home. It's got the added advantage, Gary, of a town planning permit for 2 townhouses. So the owners went to the trouble of getting a permit to build 2 townhouses, which pass along with the property. But if you're looking for something to let and forget or move into, check this home. But if you want to get your hands dirty and engage in builders and build 2 magnificent homes,
That's the place to do
get
it.
down to this property as well.
It's a good address. Now, I see you've got a couple of private sales. You couldn't resist because you think they're good value. Clearly, tell us about them.
312 Maruna Road, Carnegie. Fabulous renovated 2-bedroom apartment. We've been selling a lot of apartments. 475,000 for this fabulous offering here. I love the old school apartments with the separate kitchens, entry halls, built to last, these ones, and check that one out as
And
well.
if you don't want to buy that, head toward this other one we've
No,
got.
funny guy, Gary. Comedy Festival is in March, not in December.
Oh, sorry, I'm starting early.
So Towards Street, private sale for 589,000, a newly built 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment amongst all the action that Murrumbeena has to offer as well.
589 sounds like good value, and I know your brother's excited about that one. So plenty happening in and around the Carnegie area, Carnegie Huntley. I think of all the areas in Melbourne, it's one of the areas that actually has held up pretty well in terms of auction clearance rates and in terms of success of selling properties.
But the supply has also been really down in
right,
terms
that's
of,
right.
I think about a year ago, we're probably up about 20% in terms of more listings available.
And that's another message to buyers out there. You know, if you want to purchase something, you don't want to wait, because at the end of the day, people just don't want to sell when the prices are down. So there becomes less and less and less, and then of course more comes out when the prices go up. And then if you're a buyer, you've actually missed the boat.
And I think some of the vendors who were holding on to last year's prices are starting to get their mindset adjusted, and they're real. So someone that's usually on the market now, I think they're in a position where they're open to offers and prepared to meet the market within reason.
And that's got to be the buyer's biggest challenge, you know, finding something and finding a vendor that is real about meeting the market. And I believe the vendors are at market rates now. They're realistic. They've forgotten about what they could have got last year if it was $200,000 or $300,000 more, and they want to exchange and trade. So I'm not sure if I'm a buyer today, I'm not sure what I'm waiting for. I wouldn't mind buying an investment myself. In fact, if I saw something good enough, I probably wouldn't, and I will. But anyway, that's enough about the real estate world, and that's enough about Carnegie Huntley, and that's enough about what's going on in and around the Oasis Bakery.
And I smell the food in Oasis, Gary, so we might be getting to have get some lunch in a moment.
I'm getting
that's
that
been great.
pitta with chicken. I'm looking forward to one of those. But that's a big wrap on the Carnegie Report. Good to catch up with you again,
You too,
Leon. I'm
Gary,
not
as
sure what we're
always.
doing again this year. It might be December, I think. Not be December, I should say. It might be February till we next get together. We'll see how we feel. You'll have to stay tuned and find out. But that's a big wrap on the Carnegie Report. I'm Gary Peer.
And I'm Leo Samuel. Have a fantastic day.